Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Deborah, and in today's video I want to share with you things that blew my mind when I came to Rwanda for the first time. So I've been here for 10 months and I'm a Nigerian living here in Rwanda, and let me try and give you a backstory. So when I decided that I was going to come to Rwanda, I knew no one here. Somehow I needed to like minimize my expectations, and which I did actually. So I'm this kind of person where if I want to do something, I try to measure my expectation and make sure that okay, I don't expect too much so that I don't get disappointed when I get the stuff done. So it was the same situation here. I knew that I was coming. I knew that I knew no one. I knew that there might be language barrier, cultural shock, and stuff like that. So I wasn't like expecting too much because I was willing to adjust at every given point in time. When I left Nigeria, there's this thing where you always have issues passing through the immigration, and which of course I always put behind my mind, or I put in front of my mind rather, when I'm traveling. In case if I meet such situation, I kind of prepare my mind for it. You know how it is, guys. You guys that travel, sometimes you just pass through some rigorous process when you're going through the immigration, and I had to prepare my mind for that as well. So, but to my surprise, when I arrived the airport, the international airport, it was a different whole experience. It's as if it was so easy. Immigration officers were so welcoming. I felt for the first time that I left that for the first time that I arrived in another country, this was different. I felt at home. Like I felt at home. I felt like I'm arriving in my own home country. I even felt better, but this experience was so different. I felt like I was coming to my long lost home. Yeah, and there were people who were ready to embrace me. The environment was so friendly, the people were so friendly, and I met this set of people uh, who sat by me in the plane, and they actually helped me out. I think that was the first help I received. I told them it was my first time in Rwanda. I told them I don't even know, and we arrived like really late at night, like I think around 2 a.m. thereabout. So I didn't know what to do. Like I wanted to order a cab, but these men decided to help me out. Uh, when the family came to pick them, I left with the other person, and the driver dropped him at home. And he said, "Make sure you drop her in her where she's going to lodge, and do not leave her till she's settled." Like that was exactly what he told the driver, and like it was so kind of him. And even though I don't have his number to like say thank you or stuff like that, after that in my heart I will never forget that. Like I really appreciate it. So this was my first experience in Rwanda. If you generally ask me, are Rwandan people nice? Yes, they are nice, and this was one of my first experience. And the second thing, so this video is about things that blew my mind, right? So the second thing that actually blew my mind was the fact that when I got here, especially when I got to the hotel, I noticed there was no AC and there was no fan. They had no AC and they had no fan. So I was like, what kind of guest house is this where there's no, AC, and there's no, they don't have fan? So in my mind, I never knew that Rwanda had a very beautiful weather. I never knew that Rwanda's weather is so friendly. I was expecting the hot kind of weather, you know what I mean? So like I was a bit upset about not seeing AC or a fan in my room, and then I wanted to complain, but honestly I was so tired to complain at that point, and there was a language barrier. So I felt like, okay, fine, let me just let me just let it just slide. I would complain maybe tomorrow or something. To my surprise, I noticed that towards morning I was literally I was freezing under the blanket. Like I was literally grabbing the blanket, trying to go on that, trying to double the blanket. It was so cold. And then when I got up to like maybe close the windows or something, I realized that the windows were closed. So Rwanda's weather is so friendly, and that is something else that blew my mind. Another thing that blew my mind when I arrived Kigali, Rwanda, was the fact that I have to go up and down hills while walking from one point to another. So when I first came in, I settled in a place called Nyamirambo, which is a very like I think they said is the Muslim populated area. I don't know, but I settled there mainly because I researched online and saw that it is like one of the most affordable places here in Kigali. So I decided to, have my guest house there. And because I was here to study for a while, I I was added to a group where someone chatted me up from the institution where I was supposed to, study. And when he chatted me up, he tried to link up with me and, try to make things more comfortable for me here. Being it's my first time arriving here, he introduced me to some of his friends, and we started looking for accommodation. Like the next day, I started looking for a house. I noticed that I had to go like up and down the hill, up and down the hill. It's just like you're going like this all the time. Like it's like you're naturally hiking. And that was when it was dawned on me, because when I was reading about Rwanda prior to my coming to Rwanda, I watched a lot of videos, and some of the things I saw was Kigali is a very clean city and stuff like that. But I also read about Kigali being a city or a country with 1,000 hills. Like that slogan did not, it didn't make any meaning to me. And in my mind, I was wondering, like, why is it that I'm just going up and down? Why are there just so many hills? And then that was when it dawned on me that, haven't you read that Kigali is a city with 1,000 hills? And then I was like, oh, here you go. Rwanda is a country with 1,000 hills, and that is not just a slogan. Literally, it's a country with 1,000 hills, and you need to learn how to slope up and down. Okay, especially if you live in some of these areas that it's so rocky. So you have a lot of houses on rocks. You have a lot of houses like, up, down, and stuff like that. So that is another thing that blew my mind. And talking about Rwanda being a clean city, I was like, the first video I watched about Rwanda being a clean city, blah blah, this and that, was a video that was posted by Wonder Maya. I watched it on Wonder Maya's channel about Rwanda being, I think he was talking about it so clean. He was even experimenting how he could eat in the gutters of Kigali. So I knew that, okay, fine, it's clean. But trust me, when I arrived here, it still blew my mind, because I was expecting that, yeah, it's clean and all that. But I never knew it's that clean. Like, even when you go to the trenches, it's super clean. Yeah, so like it's not all about like the city center, the tarred area and stuff like that. Everywhere in Rwanda is super clean. So the city is clean, the city doesn't smell. Even the gutters are well maintained, the streets are well maintained, the corners are well maintained, and we have garbage collectors who come around to collect garbages and stuff like that in a very organized way, I must say. So this is another thing that blew my mind here in Rwanda. Well, another thing that blew my mind when I came here was the fact that people who are driving, they drive both right and left. Like, it's so confusing. Like, when I want to go into the car, the first time it was like the right side. So I was like, okay, this is how it is in this country. But another time I went and it was left side. So it's like, I don't know, there's a confusion going on here. But anyways, like, it's fun, and it's another thing that blew my mind. I don't know why. So another big thing that blew my mind here in Rwanda is the fact that 90% of the population transact without physical money. So here in Rwanda, we make use of Momo, which is the mobile money. Back in Nigeria, mobile money is not popular at all, and people do more of cash, 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 cash. You know, sometimes it's even better for you to go with your cash than for you to do a POS transfer to someone, because in some cases you might have to wait till the person receives the bank alert, and sometimes that alert never comes. So for you to, avoid such situation, it's best you just go with your cash and pay for stuff. But here in Rwanda, it's different. Everyone uses Momo. Momo doesn't use some sort of internet or stuff like that. It's mostly like code. You pay the motorcycles with Momo. You go to a shop, you pay with Momo. You go to a retailer, you pay with Momo. You meet someone on the road who is selling some sort of oranges and stuff, you pay with Momo. Like, I love this system, guys. Like, I love it. It's so good. It's more like a cashless community, and everyone in Rwanda, I can say, know how to use Momo. That's another thing that blew my mind here. Everybody uses Momo. So the next thing that blew my mind is the transport system. So when I came to Rwanda, I noticed that motorcycle is the best way of transportation, and people use motorcycle to transport from one place to another. It's fast, it's affordable, and it's cool. So but that's not actually the shocking part, or that is not the part that blew my mind. Actually, is the fact that the motorcycle guys are well organized. So you have the motorcycle guys who have their uniform, and aside from having a uniform, they are clean, they are very coordinated, they obey the traffic rules, they don't speed a lot. Some of them do, but in most cases there are regulation in place. They don't smell alcohol, they don't smell cigarette. They're just so clean, so neat. And both the passenger and both the passenger and the motorcyclist all use helmets. Sorry, we all use helmet. So there's no way you're going to take a motorcycle here in Rwanda without putting on your helmet. So this is one thing that actually shocked me. And another thing is, you can actually pay the bikes with Momo. In fact, Momo is like the preferred way of, paying money to the motorcyclist. They observe safety rules. I just love using the motorcycle because of this. So the last but not the least, I might make part 2 of this if I remember some of the things that blew my mind. But the last, or where I want to end this video, is that here in Rwanda, the bus system is cashless. Okay, so when you want to use the bus system here in Rwanda, you have a card, and when you approach the bus, there's something you have to tap. You tap it, and then it automatically deducts the money from the card. So when you buy the card, you pay some money, and the card is being credited. After the card is being credited, you enter the bus, you tap it on the device in the bus, it deducts automatically, and then you have your remaining change until, of course, the money inside or the credit inside is finished. Although I don't really like the bus system because it's mostly crowded, so I've only used it like 2 or 3 times just to see how it works. But the fact that it's technology inclined in that manner, it actually blew my mind. So guys, thank you for watching this video, and I might be back with part 2, who knows. Okay, so that's it right now. Sorry, I'm using my phone to record, so you just have to forgive the looks of the video. And this only shows my humble beginning and me wanting to share my experience, my story, and what blew my mind. So guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Comment down below what your experiences were while visiting Rwanda or while in Rwanda. Tell me what blew your mind when you visited Rwanda. See you in my next video.